Hey there, I want to talk just for a couple of minutes about this concept of real conversations. What we mean by real conversation is that sensitive topic. You know, I think all of us are pretty capable and confident of having an everyday conversation, but you know when you've got that issue, it's like, gee, how am I going to say that to them? You know, and how are they likely to take it? And what's the ongoing ramifications of that likely to be? How do I have that discussion in a way that's not only getting my point across, but hopefully takes us to a more constructive place at the end of it, and we're still in a relationship, not something that's caused a mess and you've got to spend hours and maybe even months cleaning up, you know. That's what we mean by real conversation. Now, clearly the ID plays a role. If we're all going to react differently to different conversations based on our IDs, it would serve you well to take into account someone's ID when you're having one of those conversations and look at the ID needs matrix and sort of go, okay, if they're a verifier, I should take this approach, whereas if I'm a completer or I'm an authenticator, I need to be more cognizant of the fact I've got a different style that might land differently. And I'd say to you that that's probably the most important thing to factor in a real conversation, is not just what you want to say, but how it's likely to land for the other party. And rather than being surprised by that, knowing the ID allows you to basically predict it. You have some pretty reasonable idea of how it might land for them, and more the point, how you might need to go about it so that it actually lands effectively. What I'd like to give you as well are just a couple of tips on generic things, regardless of the ID, that I've found make a massive difference in having these real conversations. So here they are. Number one, first and foremost, make sure your heart is in the right place. If you go in there with a smiley face, pretending to be, you know, nice and cool about it, but really you're seething on the inside, the seething will come through. They will smell something that's not right. If you can get yourself to a place where you're truly trying to help the other person, not help them see your point of view, but help them grow, help you guys be in a better relationship, you've got a much better chance of that coming across. The second thing is, I think it's really important to be futuristic and talk about what you want to see different in the future. Make sure it's actionable, so it's got a forward momentum to it about what you want people to do, rather than proving the point from the past and trying to, you know, discuss and debate why something happened and why you're maybe more right than the other person. The third point, and I think this is absolutely crucial, is do not hide behind email. Yes, it might be sensible at times to sort of type something out and get to a point where you've got a clear idea of what you want to say, but don't hit the send button. All you're doing is delaying the inevitable face-to-face encounter that needs to happen. Instead, be the one who's got the courage and the confidence to pick up the phone or go and eyeball the person and have that conversation real. So it's not just a real topic, it's real face-to-face or live in the moment, and you can just have, you know, much better influence over the overall message and how it might land.